All right, so here is, once you log in to your eselfserve.com account, you're going to default to manager mode, which is what you're viewing here. Hopefully you've all gotten your login information and you've logged in, so you kind of know what you're looking at. If you need to switch between the modes, on the left here, you can switch back to your personal profile with the little person icon. You've also got the time clock if you need to check your time card, request time off, or clock in or out. And then if you have access to APS Hire, you'll have that link here as well. So that's how you can switch and access the different modes of your eSelf-Serve account on the left there. Okay. On the right, you'll see your account settings. And right next to that, you do have a little question mark. This is kind of your help center for manager self-service. When you click that question mark, the guide's going to open up for you. You can move this around. What's listed here are different how-to guides for manager mode. If you click on one of those topics, it's going to open up a PDF for you. Now you can print these out, you can save them to your computer, you can access them as needed, they're always going to be there for you, but it'll take you through, an overview of the dashboard, how to do a performance review, events, things like that, in case you have any questions or screenshots, and kind of takes you step by step through those. So you'll always have access to those from the help guide. And if you're in your personal profile, you've also got the help icon, and that will have guides pertinent to the personal mode of eSelf-Serve. Okay, so we try to put that at the forefront for you for those questions. Okay. All right. Of course, your profile is going to be here. If you click on the little caret, it's going to open up your account settings. This is where you can go to log out. You can also edit your profile here if you want to update your username or add in a personal email address, change your password. You can do all of that here from your account settings. You can also subscribe to the Daily Digest, which is an email that'll be sent to you every day, letting you know if you have any alerts that are outstanding. So you can turn on your subscription there if you would like that. This is also where you can update when the system automatically logs you out. So that's the auto sign out here. You can adjust that time frame between 15, 30, or 60 minutes. What this means is after that number of minutes of inactivity, it's going to automatically sign you out of your account. Just a security measure, to make sure everything stays secure, so you can update your time frame there. Okay. So that's all in your account settings there. If you also, one other thing, if you have other managers below you, you can also choose to include their employees in your manager view by clicking that Show Manager List link, and those will pop up, and you can just check off who else's employees you would like to see. All right, well, right here on your dashboard, the default view, when you come in, you're going to see kind of an overview of your account. You've got your attendance alerts here under the attendance section. They are clickable, so you can click on these, and it's going to take you where you need to go in your account to take care of those. So, for example, unread time card comments, you would click on the link, and it's going to take you there. Any shift little icon means that it's unread. Okay, let me go back to the dashboard. Those are clickable. If you have any outstanding performance reviews that you've started but haven't finished, they're going to show up in this performance review section. And then you've got your event section here. So anything coming up or overdue is going to populate for you. If you click on the events from here, it's going to take you to that employee's events page. So you can just click right here and it'll take you right into that employee's events page. That'll show all of the events for that employee. You can also change your view if you want to see, for the next month. You can switch your view there as well. And on the right, you'll see different staff dates. So anniversaries, birthdays, time off that's upcoming. That's going to populate here. And again, you can adjust your view. You've also got a link to the attendance calendar, which you will also see when you're, approving time off requests. This just gives you, an overview of which of your employees are out or there's things still pending, the blue. Shows you that you can filter by department and request type too. All right, let's go into the attendance tab. This is where if you are required to do some attendance functions, you'll find those here. The first page, employee status, will just show you who's clocked in and clocked out for the moment. You can switch your view. You just need to see who's in, out, or on break. You can download as a report. And you can also have other filters you just want to see a certain department, location, etc., you've got those filters here. Or if you want to clear your filters to see everyone who's in or out, you're going to see those here. And you can use the headers to sort your list. And double clicking on an employee's name will bring you right into their time card. So that gives you quick access to their time cards there. Okay, so that's employee status, quick view of who's clocked in or clocked out. Now, if you need to make changes to an employee's time card or add time, you're going to do that from the edit time card. So if there's a missed punch you need to fix, you need to add some PTO time, holiday pay, things like that, then you're going to do that right here from the time cards themselves. You would just go right in where it would say edit time card, and you can edit an existing shift, or if you need to add an additional pay item, you can do that at the bottom as well. So these are those other incomes, bereavement, mileage, things like that. Okay. On the time card, it'll default you to the current week. If it's green, that means you're in the current pay period. As you use the scroll bar, you can go back and forth in time here. If you see time in a previous pay period, you can see it. You're just not able to make those changes because it's already been through payroll. However, if you go forward into a future pay period, you are able to make changes since it is in the future there. Okay. Whenever you do a manual update, you will be required to leave some comments, and it needs to be at least 5 characters long. If an employee has made comments as they're clocking in or out, that's going to show up here in this employee comments section. Okay. At the very bottom, you'll see totals for the week you're on, as well as the current pay period. So it'll give you regular time, overtime, and any additional hours as well. If you need to jump to a future or past pay week, you can do that here with the jump to pay week. You can go a year behind or a year forward just by clicking on the week you want to go to. Current week is going to be highlighted for you. And the links above that will give you this employee's available accrual balance. And then if they have any scheduled time off, it just quick builds those reports for you just for that employee. Okay. Of course, your list of employees will populate on the left. You can switch back and forth just by clicking on the names. You've also got filter options. So if you just want to see missed punches, inactive employees, if you need them to show up, you've got those options, or if you just need to see a certain department, etc. The next page, add mass hours. This is just a way to get multiple employees' hours in at one time for things like holiday pay is a good example. You can pick the income, and all of your income types are available. I'll just use holiday as an example. So if you needed to put mass hours in for Labor Day holiday, you could do that. You'll pick the income, the date, number of hours. If it's going to vary by employee, that's fine. Just go ahead and put what most people are going to get here. You can also leave a comment that'll go on the time card. And then you can pick the employees that you want to assign the time to. So maybe it's just your full-time employees, just your W-2 employees. You can filter your list down, you know, if you need to do that, certain group. So you just check off the employees you want to add the time to, and then click review times at the bottom. This is where you can go in and make changes for each employee if needed. So if you needed to put a different number of hours for someone, you just click in the hours section and you'll be able to change those. Okay. Then from here, once you save it, it'll add that time to the employee's time card. So you don't have to go in and do it for each employee. And if you return to previous, it will not save that information. Alrighty, time off requests. When employees request time off, now if you have your emails enabled, you will get an email when your employee requests time off. And it'll prompt you to, you do have to log in to approve or deny those. Those are going to show up here on the calendar view. If you've got multiples, they'll build in your list here. The one you're currently looking at is going to be gray and highlighted at the top, so we can see that Edward has requested vacation time for 3 days. Okay, I can see a couple of other people already have some requests that have been approved, so green means it's approved. There's a color code cheat sheet down here at the bottom for you. If you come across any red requests, that's a cancellation, and that just means that the requests have been approved and the employee is now wanting to cancel that. and that's going to come through for confirmation since it had previously been approved. So you would just need to approve the cancellation to take that off. Okay. Now, as you're approving time here, if you approve it, it will add that time to the employee's time card. So if you approve Edward's vacation, it's going to add that time for you. You're not going to have to go separately and do that. And then if it comes through as a cancellation and you approve the cancellation, it'll remove that time that had previously been added. Okay, so it'll work in conjunction with the time card there. At the top, you'll see the request type, the date, and then what the employee commented on. And if you click View All, it's going to show you all of their available accrual balances from some other accruals as well. Okay. And if you need to leave a response along with the request, you can put that in the comment box under Supervisor Response here. Okay. Employees also get emails as you approve or deny requests, and that'll happen in real time. So it'll let you know and them know when those requests come through. You can always view a monthly view of the calendar to see more at one time. This gives you a little bit less detail, but if you click on the magnifying glass on a day, it'll bring you to the weekly view so that I can see that Stuart's the one who has time off requested for that day. All right, at the end of the pay period, you'll want to make sure that you go in and approve your time cards. Now, you will get an alert on your dashboard reminding you that you have time cards you need to approve. And here, if you've got anybody highlighted, so you've got the highlighted row there, that just means there's an unread time card comment with that. And if you go to approve that, you have the option to bypass and not go back and read the comment, but it will prompt you to let you know that you do have a comment there. And then, you know, you can choose to read that. Okay. Otherwise, you just check off. It'll give you your employees, their totals here. If they have time in multiple departments, they will show up more than once. Okay. And all you have to do is just check off the names, or you can use the master check for everyone at the top and choose approve check time. And that's going to approve that time. And it'll move it into the approved times tab here. If you have anyone who doesn't have time, you know, they don't clock, or they're on vacation, so it was just vacation time, that will show up as approved if they had, you know, vacation time. But if they forgot to submit their vacation, something like that, they might show up with no time, and that's just a way for you to check and make sure these employees are not supposed to have time. So that'll just depend, you know, on the case-by-case basis. If you've approved someone's time and you need to go back and make a change to their time card, you'll want to first come in and unapprove their time card before you'll be able to make that change. So just keep that in mind. If you're trying to update someone's time and you're not able to, you probably just need to come and unapprove the time first. And then, of course, reapprove once you've made that change. Okay? The reports page will give you access to different reports for your employees. Some notable reports are going to be the time card detail report, which will give you each person's time cards. If you would prefer to view it in a report format instead of from the time card page, you can do that here. You can have certain shifts highlight if the day's total hours are over a certain amount. Default's 8 there. You've got different grouping options, and you can include comments as needed. This report will build that out for you. If you build this report as a PDF, it will put each person's time card on a separate page, and it'll have a section for them to sign. So if you needed to get a manual signature, then you can do that. But this is just a different view of the time card. Okay. You can also look at things, scheduled time off. So if you want to run a report for who's got scheduled time off, you can do that. But you've got all of your attendance reporting options here on the reports page. All right, your staff tab will list your employees. If you need to go in and get their information, just click on the name, that'll take you. If you need to go add an event for them, there's an events page that you can do. This is also where you can go for performance reviews on the reviews page for that employee. Okay, and you can click the green plus sign to start those items. Okay, but you'll have your different pages across the top for that information. And then if you want to see everyone's events, that's going to be on the events tab here. Okay. Now this will show all events by default. So right now I'm seeing every event, whether it's open or closed, past, present, future. You do have some filter options at the top. You've got grouping. So right now they're going to be grouped by different categories. You can also group by date or event type. Okay, and that'll change your view. And then if you I would recommend at least coming in and just showing open events. Okay, and that will filter out any of the closed events. Closed events just means it's on record and no changes can be made. It already happened, but you still have it for reference. You need to check to make sure someone did that. Okay. So the open events will build here. If you click on an event, if you have permissions to change, you'll be able to edit fields and save changes. Otherwise, it's just view only. But it gives you that visibility into those events. You can also add events with the green plus sign. Choose the employee, the category, the type, date, description, notes, and you want to most likely leave it open. If you do a closed event, that's just going to save it to the record. So you'll need to make sure that you don't need to make any changes past that. Leaving it open, you can put a follow-up date if needed and come back and make changes as needed as well. You also have the option to add documents to events. If you need to attach some documentation, just choose Add Document and you upload from your computer that information and it will attach it for your view and for HR. Again, you can also add events for employees from their staff page. You go to the employee's record and go to the Events tab, then you'll be able to add for this employee from here as well. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. If anybody has any questions in the future, if y'all just route those to Carol, and Carol, you can just send me anything follow-up, and I'll be in touch. Well, thanks, everyone, for your time. I hope y'all have a great day, and like I said, just let us know if there's anything else that we can do for you.